Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our daily get-together live here on Facebook every morning, every day of the week, 10:30 in the morning, where we take a look at comments, headlines, questions, tips, and ideas that everybody has, that we have, that we share, that help us have a better life living here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. It is always a pleasure to get together with you, especially on Mondays, because it's the beginning of a new week. Today is Monday, February 8th, and of course, we are going to take a look at who's joining us. We're going to take a look at some news, and if this is the first time that you're visiting with us, please let us know that you're new by writing the word new in your comments and suggestions, and we'll be happy, so happy to give you a proper welcome. Of course, my name is Paco Ojeda, and it is a pleasure to do this. And today we are trying brand new features because I can tell, actually, let me see how this is going to work. Hold on to your seats. Let's see if I can actually do this. Boom. Oh my God, that worked. Oh my God, we have on-screen comments. Good morning, Stephanie. You are the very first on-screen comment with this new system. Now, how the fuck do I turn it off? That is a mystery, especially since there are so many comments that are flying by. Maybe I have to just click on another one. Yes. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm going to be a happy camper, and I think you are going to be a happy camper too. Yesterday, during Sunday Fun Day, we were all commenting on Spanglish as always, and interesting. Okay, I'm a little scattered. Let me fart around a little bit with this business of the comments. Okay, so I know that we can turn one on like that, but if I wanted to go away and they start scrolling, okay, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to learn a couple of new skills because there's just so many comments going by. But I know that the comments on the screen are really important to you, and I spent some time yesterday taking a look at the software and how it works, and more importantly, how much it costs with this new software to be able to display these comments, such as Karen's, good morning. And I know this is important to you, and even though it's an added expense, we can do this because you have been so kind to support Coffee and Headlines through our crazy and wonderful adventure together. What I was trying to say about yesterday is yesterday was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me, and I really hope it was a lot of fun for you. I saw some amazing comments on the Spanglish business, so it is a good thing. And yes, Kathleen is correct. Luna is hanging out on the chair on the back. She wants to make sure that she's not forgotten, and this is a good thing. I think I figured out how to turn things on and off. Excellent. I think I can do that, and I can do that. Okay, don't mind me. I'm just learning how to move about this new environment. So let me take a quick look at who's here. As always, it's great to welcome you. It's great to read your comments. If you have something that's particularly important that you wish to share during the broadcasts, it helps a lot if you add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment, because this way I can make sure that we address it. Congratulations, Dawn. I hope you have the second vaccine scheduled properly. This is great. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, I think I'm caught up with you. So, this is fun. I am so very pleased with myself, and I hope you're pleased too. Today is Monday. Of course, we have to take a look at the latest information from our governor, Enrique Alfaro, regarding COVID-19. We have some new developments regarding the murder of former Jalisco Governor Aristoteles Sandoval that took place back in December. We have some news from what's going on Broadway, or rather not going on Broadway. And we even have one of these, even though it doesn't have any music just yet. But we do have this. So little by little, we are coming back to where we used to be. So let us get started with the news. And of course, as in every Monday, we start with the governor's comments. This is what Governor Alfaro had to say yesterday on his post. The effort of the vast majority of all people in Jalisco has been worthwhile. This week, the hotel occupation, okay, no, it's not a hotel occupation. The hospital occupation went down from 58.5 to 50.9%. And the use of intensive care beds went from 73.7 to 67.7. And the positivity rate in the Radar Jalisco system went from 37.2 to 33.4%. With exception of the region of the state called Lagunas, the measures have been reflected in all the indicators in all the regions of Jalisco. However, we cannot cry victory just yet, but these numbers allow us to plan with more with more maneuverability what is going to be announced after the 12th of February. From a maximum of 10,941 active cases back on January 22nd, we went down to 7,849, and we have the 9th smallest rate of mortality in the country, and this is under the national average. This is good news, but the numbers are still high, and we cannot let our guard down. Jalisco is defending itself along with the co-responsibility of the government and the people. So the governor is looking, or sounding at least, a little bit more optimistic, and this is all good news. Now let's take a look at the charts themselves. As the governor mentioned, this is the rate of positivity or positive cases in Radar Jalisco. Presently, it is at 33.4%. My apologies, I did not have time to prepare a comparative chart that shows this week against last week. I will try to do that next week. This next chart shows us the general occupation in public hospital beds, and also the occupation of intensive care unit beds. And of course, we can take a look at the numbers. And the numbers show that Jalisco, the region where Puerto Vallarta is located, is at 36.4 or 30.4. I'm not entirely sure. The numbers on my iPad are a lot smaller than the numbers on my fairly sized monitor that I was used to, but I wanted to show you this. Now, we also have this new chart that we had not seen before, and this shows us what the active cases have looked like during the last 4 weeks. So you can see that things were getting really ugly back on the 24th of January, and then of course the governor decided to extend the current restriction period, and as you can see, the numbers have come down, and this is comforting. Actually, this is very comforting. And last but not least, the governor announced where we are in comparison to other states of Mexico as it refers to our mortality rate. There you see Jalisco. It's the blue line on this chart. So I suppose this is a good thing. We don't have as many people dying as other parts of the country. This is all good. Let me take a quick look at your comments before we continue on with the rest of the news. Let's see. Second vaccine on February 26th, says Don. We will keep track of this. We will keep track of you. No, seriously, it is great to see that that the vaccines are actually happening, and I'll have some interesting news about vaccines coming up in just a second. Let's see what else we have. Albert is flying down here tomorrow. Safe travels. Please be careful out there. Sounds like a mother. Paco sounds like a mother, but I can't help it. I just want to make sure that everybody's okay. Let's see. Let's continue with some of these other. Let's see. Let's continue. I beg your pardon. Michael says, good dip in my chart. That sounds a little shady, but I will take it. I don't care. It's okay. I love it, actually. Okay, so moving on with the news. Of course, we have this business of the numbers looking good, and it's nice to see that Vallarta Independiente has reported a 5 consecutive day decrease in hospital saturation throughout the state of Jalisco in both general and intensive care beds. This is pretty much what the governor just told us. The trend began on February the 1st. Let us hope that this trend continues, and let us hope that the next door dog will stop barking. Maybe. Woof. Okay, whatever. We have a barking dog today. This is the real deal. Anyhow, continuing with the news, and this is going to be very important for everybody. There's going to be a call center for people that want to register for the vaccine, even though there have been fails in the system. As you know, a system was announced so that we could. Hold on, let me try something fabulous. Let's see. Can I do this? Boing, boing, boing. Oh, we are rocking this business. This is so cool. Okay, anyhow, we announced that there was going to be a new website to register, and a lot of people saw that it was a little bit challenging getting into this website to register to receive the vaccines. We know that now they're looking only at people that are 60 or older. Well, it is good to know that by Saturday, 3,274,478 seniors had registered in the vaccination registration page. Even so, to help those that are unable to access the platform or do not have access to internet to begin with, the government has established a call center that will become operational today to help people register via telephone. And this is... It is important to remember that in Mexico, we looked at the census number just about a couple of weeks ago, there is almost a 50% of the population in Mexico that does not have access to internet. 50% of the population that is not watching Coffee and Headlines, they're missing out on on the opportunity to hang out with such a wonderful community that you are. No, seriously, it is good to know, because I know that the system has been saturated. I know that some people have been successful at getting in, and I think everybody will be happy. Of course, we don't know what the telephone number is for this call center. That would be the first thing that I would want to know. It has not been announced, has not been announced, but I'm hoping that it will be announced by tomorrow, or hopefully the day after. Let us hope that the call center is going to be operational and working okay. Moving right along. Oh, this is so cool. I'm loving this. We remember that back on December the 18th, the former Jalisco Governor Aristoteles Sandoval was murdered at a local restaurant. And between then and now, the state attorney office has apprehended a number of suspects, most of them employees from the restaurant. And finally, they have identified 2 suspects, a man and a woman, for the murder of former Jalisco Governor Aristoteles Sandoval. So presently, the government has set out to, try to find them and arrest them, and the investigations continue as far as what's going on with this. And of course, we'll be keeping track of the development of this unfortunate incident. And let me very quickly come back to your comments just to see what is going on with your comments, and then we'll continue with the weather. The weather's back. It's kind of different, but it's still our snarky weather. Let's see. I see some very, Mari Bishop, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. We try our damnedest. I'm not leaving this on board long enough for you to read. I know I'm going to get better at the finger pushing here. Let's see what else is happening. Uh, Steve nails it with, times are crazy when people celebrate getting a shot in the arm like it is something fun. I hear you. Congratulations to Stephanie because you were able to get in there. This is great. I love it. Let's see. Other people report that they were able to get in. This is awesome. Fernando. Can you hear the drums, Fernando? I love it. A question. Matthew asks, did I have success with the dress yesterday at the Mercurio brunch? Matthew, this whole, I'm not, what is the idiom? There is an idiom in English. I'm not letting in on the level of stress that this whole change of operation to bring the broadcasts cost on me. So there was so much unexpected change in my life over the last 3 days that I decided, okay, the dress can wait. So I did not wear my dress, and I hope that I will be wearing it sometime in the near future. I'll wear it here in the house for starters, and then I'll go out there and I'll wear it. Let's see. Thank you very much for that, Claude. I am as addicted to you as some of you have confessed to me that you are addicted to coffee and headlines. I mean, this is what I do, and I love doing it, and I just want to make sure that the experience is as nurturing and wonderful for everyone, myself involved. Let's see what else. Stephanie asks, is the drag brunch at Hotel Mercurio adults only? Well, that is a tricky question to answer. I've actually never seen children at Paul's hotel, and if Paul is here, hopefully he can answer a little bit more specific. The question is a gay hotel suitable for children? Well, I suppose it depends on how enlightened the children are and their age, but I'm going to defer, I hope defer is a proper word, to Paul so that he can actually answer that question. Let's see what else. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so yes, I was stressed by the dress, or rather, I did not want to be stressed by the dress. Thank you very much, James. I don't know if you're throwing shade or you're being silly or funny or what, but there will be a dress. There will be a dress. If it is that important, damn it, there will be a dress at some point. Let's see what else is going on. Let me even do one of these, because we can do one of these. And I have misplaced James, so I don't know exactly how to get rid of him. How do I get rid of you, James? Good heavens. Okay, so I still need to figure out how to run this thing. There's one that I can display, and I can make that go away. Okay, so let's have some weather. I can tell you the weather, it's not as fabulous as before, but I can still give you some snarky weather. Snarky weather tells us that it is 21 degrees right now, and it feels like 21. This microverse displays your weather. Do not break it. If you do not break it, you only get one. There you have it. Our weather forecast for today is going to be clear skies throughout the day. Tonight it's going to be partly cloud skies in the evening with clear skies overnight. High temperature 24, low temperature 15. Tomorrow we'll have clear skies throughout the days with a high temperature of 24 and clear skies in the evening with a partly cloudy sky. That was a little bit of a contradiction, but hey, what can I say? That's what the weather says. And then on Wednesday, we can expect clear skies plus a few patches of clouds with a high temperature of 24. And during the evening, mostly clear skies with a low temperature of 14. No snow. no drought, no tsunami. Everything seems to be rolling right as it should, and this is a good thing. Now, moving on to a couple of leisurely things, we had an expedition to the La Cruz monument up on the hill a few days. If you remember, maybe 2 or 3 walking Wednesdays ago, we took a trip up there. And as you know, there is a cable car or funicular, one of those chingaderas that takes people up and down with a cable is installed there. And guess what? It is not in operation. It has never been in operation. It is abandoned since day one. And this is so unfortunate because let us remember that the funicular was inaugurated on February 2019. That's 2 years ago. And it may have worked for maybe a month or two. I've heard some people comment on the fact that there was a man that used to sit there all day long and wait for people to come by, and then when people would come by, he would push a button and let you hop on the darn thing and go up and down and so forth and so on. But if that was actually the case, it didn't last long. 2 years later, the poor little funicular is in complete disrepair, and the cables are rusty and it's full of trash, and the wood that it was built with, the actual car itself, is showing signs of weather. So it is unfortunate that this was the case, and it is unfortunate to see our city spend money on things and then not follow up. What can I tell you? And the last headline that I want to share with you comes from PBS. And I thought this might be interesting for some of us because I know that Broadway is a topic that we've talked about here and there, and it is something that is important. A couple of days ago, PBS offered an insightful look at what has happened during the past year as the pandemic continues to have a deep personal and financial impact on all involved. Let us remember that Broadway represents 100,000 jobs, and it is believed to have an impact in the economy of nearly $15 billion a year. That is amazing when you think of it. And I had the opportunity yesterday during Sunday Funday to visit with a dear friend of mine who's one of the local performers, Guda Gabor. And Guda told me how it is sad that a number of performers that were hoping to have a fruitful, prosperous, fruitful is probably not very good. A prosperous season here in Puerto Vallarta are simply packing their bags and heading back to the States because, unfortunately, given the current circumstances, there's not much work here. And that is sad, but it is what it is. It is part of the way we need to adapt to this new reality, and it is part of the way in which we all have the choice of accepting the challenge of reinventing ourselves or not. My best wishes go to friends and folks that we are not familiar with yet that are making difficult decisions for themselves as they try to stay afloat during the pandemic. Certainly this goes for people that work in the nightlife industry and in entertainment. Let me very quickly take a final look at your comments before we continue on with our lovely day. Let's see. Interesting, again, this has to do with children on Mercurio. And I think this is a great point, but ultimately it is Mercurio that makes that decision and makes that policy. I have a meeting with Paul tomorrow, and I'll make sure to ask him the question, and I'll get back to you. And yes, it was the Huff and Puff tour up the hill. Nothing more sexy than hearing Paco losing his breath, getting up there. Raymond gets punny as usual. It's great to see you, Raymond. I'm gonna have to find a way to cue in the music for El Panadero con el Pan, or maybe I'll do one of these. There you go. I'm gonna keep my kazoo handy because, you never know. Let's see, what else do we have? Jorge says, chingaderas always gets me. Well, it's such a fabulous word. When used nicely, you can actually insult people with it if you're not careful. But chingaderas is just fabulous. Have I ever showed you my chingaderas tray? I'm sure that I have shown you my chingaderas tray. I made a paper mache chingaderas tray, and that's where I keep all of my chingaderas. Let's see what else we have. The drag brunch is fruitful. See, that's why I changed my word from fruitful to prosperous, because I knew some of you would go there. This is a thoughtful comment from Joe. This is true. I mean, I feel for people, for example, and we talked about this briefly the other day. I'm a musician. I only make music. I will only make music. People with this kind of mindset must be having a very difficult time right now trying to figure out what to do. So let us send all kinds of good energy for them. And let's see what else can see. This is very true too. Joe Willis says, can you follow our... Oh no, that's not the one. Hold on. That's not the one. See, this one. It also depends on the comfortability of the patron's guest of hotel regarding children in the present. If I score at Hotel Mercurio and I'm tonguing in a corner, I don't know that I want to be doing that in front of children. And it's that kind of a deal because, people are happy to see other people, or couples arrive and they're a couple, and if they are like overjoyed by the wonderful mimosas or delighted with the wonderful nachos that Pulse Kitchen offers, they may just feel so overwhelmed with happiness that they may just decide to start tonguing. And that's the reality of being in a gay hotel. Let's see. Can you follow our comments differently? No, I still follow them sequentially. I don't see you guys responding to one another, but I'm still not figuring out what, for example, if I do this and many comments keep coming, I think I have to either go find the original comment or highlight another one, like this one, Chingaderas Tray for All. It's over there, the Chingaderas Tray. I'll keep it handy next time. So I'm still learning, and I truly, truly appreciate your patience. Let's see what else. Okay. So I think I'm caught up with you, and I've scratched my ear, which is really tasteless to do while you're doing live broadcasting, and now I have Jorge stuck on the screen, and I don't know how to make Jorge go away. I tell you, I'm going to have to spend the afternoon practicing. And it's not that I'm on a roll, Raymond. It's that I am nervous. I'm excited / nervous, learning how to use this chingadera to keep you guys connected, which is ultimately the most important thing to do. And speaking of connections, I think we've reached the end of today's Coffee and Headlines. As always, I hope you have been entertained, informed, comforted, inspired, tickled, aroused, or any of the above, or all of the above. If that is the case, oh, that is too funny. I'm sorry. That is too funny. Matthew, their ads can say, you love our mimosas so much that you'll start tonguing your table partners. I am going to use that, Matthew. It so happens that I designed all the publicity for Hotel Mercurio, so I'm gonna take that quote and I'm gonna take it verbatim, and I think Paul is gonna be very amused. Anyhow, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for being part of this community. As you know, you make it happen, both with your positive comments, with your questions, with your suggestions, and last but certainly not least, with your support. As always, it's a pleasure to be here, and hopefully we'll meet again sometime in the near future. I know I'll be here tomorrow morning at the same time, and hope you will join me as well. If that is the case, have a great day, have a great Monday, and we'll see you again soon. Be well.